Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, common rom-com tropes, a princess with a stinger, a mangaka older brother, helpful younger siblings, convention news, and tons of backlog manga releases. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and listener viewer discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Spark Manga Review. I'm your host, Zen, saying konnichiwa, aloha, bonjour, and what's up? Hope you're doing well out there, and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast, which you can find at www.sparkin.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and various other social media sites. Just type in SPRAKN. I guarantee you'll find us one way or the other. And like I said, we're also on YouTube and various other social media sites. Just type in Sparkin. You'll find us one way or the other. And I know it has been some time, yes, but we are back. We are ready to go, and it has been crazy the last few weeks because, one, officially we have moved to the new site for Sparkin Studios in a completely new state. Also, I was at Anime Boston this weekend, and if you were following my Twitter and Instagram, you saw I was doing tons of panels and had a blast doing it all. But we are not here to talk about such things because I can talk to you about all that, but let's get to the thing which we are here to talk about, which is the manga release of the week. And that's the review we're going to be talking about. And unlike last week last episode where we had two mangas, this time we only have one. So let's see what we're going to be talking about. Because if you remember for that last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga. And it dictated that we're reading a manga that is written by Guido Amagakure, the creator of Sweetness and Lightning. Yes, they created a new series, which is very unique and is currently airing for the new season on Crunchyroll. This was published by Kodansha, and original run is 2020, and it's still coming out now till present. It was released in Good Afternoon Magazine. There are currently 5 volumes. Yes, 5 volumes. It is a seinen series that is a rom-com, and the original title was Otonari ni Gingai, or as it is known in the United States and around the rest of the world, it is A Galaxy Next Door. And this is a whimsical, beautiful, and just kind of cute story altogether about a very unique relationship between two people who fall in love with each other. And what am I talking about? Well, we have one of our main characters, Shiori Goshiki, who is a princess who is leaving her island for the first time. She's been allowed to leave to find the love of her life, or actually just to experience life in general, because her life is dictated upon rules and manners, and more importantly, she's going to rule this island country because they are very unique for reasons which we'll get to in a bit. But then we have our other protagonist, who is Kuga Ichiro, a mangaka who is dealing with the fact that he has to take care of his younger siblings, Machi and Fumio, because his father died. His mother ran off, started a new family, and it's just him taking care of his family. And that's really important to him because he wants to make sure that his little brother, his little sister are taken care of. So he is currently making money being a mangaka, which he loves doing, and also running the boarding house that his family lives in, and they rent rooms. So he's part-time manga creator and part-time landlord. And he is trying to make things work, but he's super burdened with all this because he's also taking care of his siblings and he needs some help. So he is looking for a new assistant to help him out. And the person who is going to be helping him, who answered the assistance, is Shiori. And when he first meets Shiori, she's wearing black, she's beautiful, and she mentions that she's a princess. And at first he's like, that's kind of interesting, but I guess that she just has that princess complex. He's not realizing she's an actual princess. But he has her help him out on one of his assignments to see how it's going to work. And surprisingly, she is super fast. She is very eloquent, she is clever, and she does work amazingly. Turns out that she was homeschooled, and the only way she was able to interact with things was by studying in her family library, which her grandmother, who is her best friend, taught her about the world around her and showed her manga, which is the thing which has inspired her to love the world, because manga is a unique and different take on the world and shows you so many different things, from the schools where there are problems, situations in other worlds with crazy villains, and just fun. And so she's wanted to experience this, and she has been studying these books which are super old. The only new book she studied was one of his older works, and he's really kind of flattered, and also she insults him a little by saying, it's very weird and simple, but I like that. So she's a great assistant for him. and they're working really hard. But one day, or that night, turns out that they're ready to go, they're set, and, well, they are working really hard like most mangas are, and his little brother and little sister kind of grab her and say, break time, you guys need to take a break, and let's show you around the apartment complex. Here's where our cousin lives, here's where some of the crazy people live, here's where you go to the bathroom, and you should stay here and be cool, because they like her, they think she is a princess, like, you're a princess, you're so beautiful. Not thinking anything about this. But here's where things get kind of rough, because they were working so hard, it turns out that they missed a page, and it is due tomorrow. Not good. And they have 5 hours to finish this page, and it is currently 11 o'clock at night. So Ichiro agrees with Shiori to work on this project and kick some butt with it to get it done as fast as they can, because it is really, really important. So they're going to work together to do an all-nighter. And they get it done, they find the missing artwork, and they finish it, so the manga is ready to be sent to the publisher, and their chapter is going to be on time, and they're not going to get in trouble. Unfortunately, since she passed out, and they're both kind of sleep deprived, Ichiro looks over and sees something that looks like a pen sticking out of Shiori's back. And he's like, what the hell is that? Is that a pen? Oh, she got stabbed. I gotta get rid of it. I gotta get it. And he goes to reach for this sharp pointed object, and he pricks his finger. And it turns out that it's not a pen, it's a stinger. Shiori is descended from aliens, or alien organisms, and she is the Star Princess. And her nation is a group of star people. And because he has pricked himself upon her thorn, they are now engaged. And this is where the hilarity ensues, where they are caring about each other and now stuck together. And he has to first explain that it was an accident. He didn't mean to kind of violate her space. He's like, I thought you were stabbed. I was just trying to help you. But now they are connected through not just the red line of fate, but they're connected by an alien weird device that's going to connect them emotionally and kind of physically. And she wants to find someone who is the love of her life, and now she's like, that's great that we're now bound together, but let's work on this. Let's start as friends and work through it, because we're now engaged together. This is where things get interesting, and this is where the series takes us. It is Shiori and Ichiro as they try to make a relationship together, and her with her very sheltered way of life and not realizing how love works, and he trying to be like, this isn't fair, you're now stuck with me and we should be able to annul this somehow, and also discovering some of the other elements of what this new bonding does. Eventually he does realize that he does care about her, and he's able to be like, listen, let's date for real and let's see where this goes. But this deals with a lot of hijinks of misunderstandings, and that part of it is great. I love this relationship between them, and just like in Sweetness and Lightning, it's realistic. I mean, yes, the alien part isn't, but the way that they're slowly becoming a couple is great. Now, with any sci-fi romance, there is some twists and turns. One of them is the fact that because he pricked her stinger, she's in charge of the relationship, and whenever she gets mad or moves far away or gets insulted, he feels like a rebound, and he gets a restriction. So he'll get sick, he'll get nosebleeds if he grabs her wrong, and if she moves too far away, he'll get severely sick and go through withdrawal. So they have to stay within a proximity of each other. And that kind of hampers their relationship, but it also leads to some great hijinks. We also have the element of what's going on with their parents. We have his mother doesn't want anything to do with them, and he has to be a father to his siblings, who are great. Just like in Sweetness and Lightning, these are fully realized children that you're not annoyed with. You're not like, these kids are boring and horrible. That's what they are. And you gotta admit, that is the best part about it, is that they are realistic and fully visualized. Then the other element is that you have one moment, I just gotta get my head together, but it's the element of her parents where they don't want her, they wanted to pick her husband because she's a princess. She's not a regular girl. She's different, and he's not worthy of her. But he has to prove his worth and eventually work on this and show that why she left the island was worth it, and why he's worth it, and why she should follow her dreams. And it's adding elements which are really great. And it makes me want to read more of this story and see more about it. I don't have my physical copy. I ended up getting the digital copy. But I read the first three and I was like, I have to keep reading this. It is great. It is... great is not a great word for it. It is... The artwork is exceptional. You have the artwork, which was the manga art, and then you have their artwork. And it fits this situation so well, and it fits their personalities, and it gives this manga series a great personality to it. The story is well done. It's got tons of great characters. There's side characters, including some of the other people who are in the boarding house, which we only know a couple of them. But then we have Shiori, who is someone who is simplistic, but she is also she seems simple and she seems naive, but her intelligence and her just overall charm makes you want to read more about her. She is a modern day anime babe that you want to follow. She's not as ditzy as Belle Dandy, but she's close to it. And well, I could go on about this, but let's just get to it. So for those reasons, I have to give A Galaxy Next Door one of our more fun ratings. It's really good. But I'm going to have to give this, well, I'm going to give it our highest rating, which is really, really, really cool. You have to read it now. This manga is well done. It is inventive, and it's unique in its storytelling aspect. And just like Sweetness and Lightning, you're drawn into these characters and you want to know more about them. And getting into this, I didn't even get into the siblings. The fact that each one, they're just not carbon copies, like here's two kids, they're just jerks. No. The older sibling is one who wants to be a fortune teller, but more importantly than that, she takes care of her little brother, and she's trying to take care of her older brother because she sees how hard things are going. So you see her being like, I have to be the one who holds the family together. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be great. And then when things go wrong, like he gets sick, she breaks down. The younger brother is like, I have to make this work for them as well. And he helps out in his own way. Like, he gets a fever, and he's like, let me get sick with you. That way we can split it in half. No, we'll all get sick, and then we can split into thirds, so we're all better. They're a family, and you gotta love them. That's what I gotta say about this. You gotta love the family. So if you've read Galaxy Next Door and you agree with me, you can email me personally at Xan, that's Xan at Spiraken.com, or you can tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, it's pretty easy to message me if you know where to go. So just email me or tweet me and let me know your thoughts on this, if you enjoyed it or not. And now with that in mind, let's actually get to something which I've been really bad with, and I apologize because it has been a few weeks. Let's get to the manga releases for the last 3 weeks. And we've had a ton of it. Shall we? So here are all the manga releases for the last 3 weeks. Let's get to it. So, starting off all the way from the beginning, in March 28th of 2023, we have Asumi-chan is interested in Lesbian Brothels Volume 2. I know, crazy title, right? Next we had Beauty and the Beast Volume 7. A Box of Light Volume 2. Die Dark Volume 5. Fire Force Omnibus 3, which is Volume 7 to 9. Fist of the North Star Volume 8. Gunbered Sisters Volume 4. Arena the Vampire Cosmonaut, the light novel Volume 4. J.K. Haru is a Sex Worker in Another World, the manga Volume 5. Les Miserables, the omnibus manga, Volumes 3 to 4. Naruto Story, Uzumaki Naruto, and the Spiral Destiny novel. No Longer Allowed in Another World, Volume 2. Number 6 Omnibus 2, which is Volumes 4 to 6. Sayonara Football, Volume 16. Soul Eater, The Perfect Edition, Volume 10. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Volume 21. The Seven Deadly Sins manga box set, Volume 4. So this is the 4th set that they have for the Seven Deadly Sins, and if you're reading this manga, you are very lucky because, honestly, this one I jumped off of after set 2. But anyway, I digress. The Valiant Must Fall, Volume 1. No, sorry. The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, Volume 11. The Valiant Must Fall, Volume 1. The Villainous and the Demon Knight, Volume 1. Tombs, Junji Ito's story collection number 4. Who Made Me a Princess, or sorry, When Will Ayumi Make His Move, Volume 10. Who Made Me a Princess, Volume 1. Why Don't You Eat Me, My Dear Wolf? And Wisteria, Wand and Sword, Volume 3. And that is what was released on the 28th of March. Now let's get to April 4th. So for April 4th, we had Attack on Titan Omnibus 10, which is volumes 28 to 30. Cinderella Closet, Volume 1. Dr. Stone, Volume 25. Game Between the Suits, Volume 3. Heaven's Official Blessing, Tang Guan Chi Fu, the novel, Volume 6. Kaguya-sama Love is War, Volume 25. Let's Buy the Land and Cultivate in a Different World, the manga, Volume 3. Lovely Mocha, Volume 1. Lovesick Ellie, Volume 9. Might As Well Cheat, I Got Transported to Another World Where I Can Live My Wildest Dreams, the manga, Volume 5. Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 11. My Love Mix-Up, Volume 7. My Sister the Cat, Volume 2. One Piece, Volume 102. Please Go Home, Miss Atsuki, Volume 1. This one is essentially just straight smut. This is a Ghost Ship manga, and when I was reading it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is just smut. It's like, it gets there, but it doesn't. But anyway, I digress. Quality Assurance in Another World, Volume 1. Rainbow Days, Volume 3. Romantic Killer, Volume 3. SHWD, Volume 2. Snow White with the Red Hair, Volume 24. The Sweat and Soap Manga Box Set 2. This is the second half of the series. So if you got the first set, buy the second one. The Night Blooms Behind Castle Walls, Volume 2. The Weakest Tamer Begins a Journey to Pick Up Trash, Light Novel, Volume 3. And Tista, Volume 1. So this was what was released on the 4th of April. And then last and certainly not least, what was released yesterday, on April 11th, we have Am I Actually the Strongest, Volume 2. Adam, The Beginning, Volume 4. Case Closed, Volume 86. Colorless, Volume 4. Dun Dun Dun, Volume 3. Don't Tour With Me, Miss Nagatori, Volume 14. Dungeon Builder, The Demon King's Labyrinth is a Modern City, the manga, Volume 7. Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest, Volume 12. I'm Standing on a Million Lives, Volume 13. The JoJo 6251 art novel, The World of Hirohiko Araki, comes out this week, and this looks beautiful. Kaiju number 8, Volume 6. Katana Gatari, Volume 3. Kingdom of Z, Volume 6. Komi Can't Communicate, Volume 24. Love is an Illusion, Volume 3. Malevolent Spirits Monogatari, Volume 2. Momo, The Blood Taker, Volume 3. My Dress Up Darling, Volume 8. My Isekai Life, Volume 6. My New Life as a Cat, Volume 1. Orient, Volume 14. Parallel Paradise, Volume 13. Pokemon Sword and Shield, Volume 6. Real Account, Volume 21 to 22. This is an omnibus that doesn't want to say it's an omnibus, but you know how it goes. And then for the last stretch, let's get to it. We have Sakamoto Days, Volume 7. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, Volume 12. Sleepy Princess in a Demon Castle, Volume 20. Yes, she's still stuck in the castle. Sword of the Demon Hunter, Kijin Gintoshi Light Novel, Volume 2, and Manga, Volume 2. The Hunter's Guild Red Hood, Volume 3. The Ideal Sponger's Life, Volume 13. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Volume 11. I think this is the final volume of that series. There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover Unless, Volume 1. This is Screwed Up, But I Was Reincarnated as a Girl in Another World, Volume 6. To Your Eternity, Volume 18. Witchcraft Works, Volume 12. And then last and certainly not least, we have World's End Harem, Volume 14, Afterworld. So that was a lot of manga that came out this week, and I know it was kind of crazy, but there's some great releases, and don't worry, I'm going to keep going as just one a week from now on just to make it a little easier. And because I want to change things up, and I had some comments from some of the people who've responded to some emails, here are the top 5 manga for this week, according to me, that I'm interested in. First off, we've got, well, let's get to it. The first one we've got that I'm really excited for. Number 1 is going to be, hold on, Fist of the North Star, Volume 8. Next one is No Longer Allowed in Another World, Volume 2. Romantic Killer, Volume 3. JoJo 6251. And then last, certainly not least, To Your Eternity, Volume 18. So those are the mangas that I'm most excited for this week. Which ones that you're excited about? Let me know. Email me, zanspiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. So with that in mind, let's get to some of the final bits of news. Like I said, as usual, I'm back from a con. I'm going to be doing a con report about Anime Boston this week. I just have to wait on the official numbers for how many people were actually at the convention. I'm very excited about that. But a lot happened. There were some really great people in cosplay. There were some great images. And on the YouTube channel, for you who are watching, this is going to be my first video con report. I'm going to be showing the images of the cosplayers as well and some other notes. And I might be hinting that I might be doing some of the less blockable panels as some extra features for our Patreon. And speaking of which, if you enjoy our podcast, remember to join our Patreon at patreon.com/Spiraken. Help us create more fun content for you to enjoy. There are currently 4 tiers you can join. Each one has great rewards for you, and thank you no matter what. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, email me personally, zanspiraken.com. I enjoy all your messages, and every message, every tweet, every new subscriber gives me more motivation to keep doing this podcast, because I love doing this. And thank all of you. Because of every message and every just subscriber, it gives me more motivation to keep doing this podcast. I'm an old man, have to read the manga with thick glasses and a magnifying glass. So thank you so much. And with that in mind, let's get to the part that all of you voted as the best thing ever. And what are we talking about? We're talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So what we're going to spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, the manga that's in that spot is what I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 513. Now, here's a question for you. Because I posted them on here, would you like me to actually have a list of what the Wheel of Manga titles are on the screen? If you're interested, let me know. Email me at zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. But let's actually get to it and spin what we're going to review in the next episode, shall we? Number 1 again. So, The Danger is in My Heart. I'm surprised that one came up. There's so many others that are on there, but The Danger is in My Heart is the one that came up. So, that's one which apparently it's about a psychotic kid who likes a girl. Another romance one. But hopefully it's going to be great. We're going to have to wait and see on how that is. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. As usual, I'm your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And remember, keep reading manga. See you later.